ChatGPT Health just killed thousands of startups. Again, if you're building an AI, this video is for you. Because it's not just about healthcare, it's about how to build an AI mode that OpenAI can't crash. On January 7th, 2026, it happened. With a single feature release, ChatGPT Health didn't just launch a product, it quietly erased an entire startup category. For 2 years, founders have been working so hard on AI health assistants to summarize lab reports, sync Apple Health data, and explain medical results. Then, overnight, their business model became a free tab in the ChatGPT sidebar. And OpenAI's move was backed by staggering numbers. 230 million people were already using ChatGPT for health questions every week, and I'm one of them. By partnering with BeWell, they're connecting real medical records from 2.2 million providers. This wasn't just another feature. It was a fundamental shift from a Dr. Google that hallucinates to a system of records for the human body. This is the best proof of what A16Z has been warning about the rapper trap. If your product is just a clever prompt on top of a foundational model with a polished user interface, you don't have a business. You have a temporary lease on user attention. When your innovation can be replicated with a slightly better prompt and no switching costs, your existence is really fragile. For decades, software modes were built on three pillars: differentiated technology, network effects, and high switching costs. In 2026, all three are failing. Technical barriers are collapsing as open source models and cheap APIs replicate core features overnight. Network effects weaken when dozens of lookalike products are powered by the same foundation models, and switching costs are approaching zero. This is exactly what happened to the AI health assistants. The moment ChatGPT absorbed their core workflow, the entire category was swept. So, how do you survive? The 10% of startups that make it are not building better prompts. They are building moats that foundation models cannot absorb. They understand that the game has changed and they are playing by a new set of rules. And here are the 4 new moats for AI product builders. First moat, the scale flywheel. Remember this, now data is the new oil, and it's not static, it's a dynamic flow. The moat is a feedback loop where every user interaction, every click, every correction, every successful task trains your model to be 1% better for the specific user. OpenAI has the world's data, but it doesn't have the individual context of your users. And this creates a self-reinforcing closed loop. More users lead to more data, which creates a smarter AI, which leads to a better product, which attracts more users. When this flywheel turns, your mode is created. Look at Tesla's full self-driving. Their lead in autonomy isn't just about their code, it's about real-world feedback loop. With millions of cars on the road, every time a driver intervenes, that edge case is sent back to Tesla. This cycle of real-world interaction, data capture, and model refinement is impossible for a pure digital LLM to replicate by scraping the internet. The second mode, vertical depth. If you want to win and survive, do the dirty work that OpenAI wants to avoid. This is about navigating messy legacy systems, complex industry regulations like HIPAA and SEC rules, and deep workflow integration. It's about solving the trust gap that general purpose models can't cross and becoming the operating system for your industry. Take Harvey, the legal AI. Anyone can ask ChatGPT to summarize a contract, but Harvey built a fortress by going deep. They integrated with a law firm's internal billing, document management, and strict compliance votes. They became the trusted operating system for elite law firms, solving problems that a general model could never touch. The third mode is upstream positioning. Instead of building on top of existing data, control the data source itself. Don't compete for the end user. Compete to become the infrastructure for other agents. As the internet fills with AI-generated content, the bottleneck shifts from intelligence to identity and trust. By positioning yourself as the gatekeeper of that trust, you become a toll booth that even OpenAI has to pay. And this is exactly the secret behind the ChatGPT Health launch. OpenAI has the brain, but BeWell owns the plumbing. By connecting 2.2 million healthcare providers and normalizing their messy data into AI-ready inputs, BeWell became the infrastructure that OpenAI had to partner with. They don't compete with LLM. They make the LLM smarter. The last mode is the business model shift. The old SaaS model or selling seats and licenses is broken in an AI world where token costs scale with usage, but value doesn't. The only sustainable model is outcome based pricing. Charge a percentage of money saved, revenue generated, or risk reduced. When value and usage are tightly coupled, incentives align for everyone. This brings us to the paradox of 2026. Everyone is saying that it has never been easier to build. The market is 8 times larger, and anyone can ship in weeks what used to take a year. But it has also never been harder to win. The number of competitors isn't 8 times, it's closer to 100 times. Shipping is no longer the bottleneck, survival is. And here is the structural unfairness. You're not building on neutral ground. You are building on land owned by a player who is also your competitor. A player who can ship your entire roadmap as a set feature, bundle it for free, and distribute it to hundreds of millions of users overnight. That is how we wake up to moments like ChatGPT Health launch. It's not because founders are not capable or ideas are weak. It's because the rules of competition has quietly changed, and confusing something that is impressive with something that's defensible is how good teams die, believing they did everything right. So the path forward is clear to survive. You must build defensible moats, not just better prompts. Focus on the scale flywheel, vertical depth, upstream positioning, and outcome-based pricing. The question every builder has to ask is no longer how do I build faster, is what is my moat? Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you soon. Salut!